and you have only one high school. It's a small high school. And I walked in to talk to this teacher who was a high school English teacher, and I sat in the back of the classroom because my job was to talk to all the teachers in Hawaii about service learning in 6 months. And I loved the job. I was being paid by my school, and I had this great sabbatical. But I watched her, and she was, at the end of her class, a couple students came up, then a message from the administration came over, and then a parent came in before we could talk. And I thought to myself, this is why I'm so bloody tired every day. You're just hit by all these different people. And watching her skills, I don't think there's a CEO in America that has to handle these sort of skills.
Socrates once said, an unexamined life isn't worth living. I often ask the question, how many of us kind of sit back at time and do a self-examination? I know I find myself a lot of nights wondering, what in the world did I do to get into this? Then I sit back and wonder, what am I making a difference? Then when I see young boys and young girls growing to young adults and they come back and say, Dr. Carter, guess what I'm doing? Then I feel all of it was worth it.
As a school district, we're really supportive of choices for children, and one size does not fit all. And I actually wish we had more choices for other kinds of education in our community, but we don't. So I think it's really important that we do foster those relationships with the other varieties of, the other flavors of education that are available for our children. And then I also wanted to say that this whole vision, this milepost program, resulted from a group of dedicated teachers that met over 2 years monthly and struggled and thought and reviewed research and crafted this. And we have a number of people here today that actually are using this program in the database. And so I want them to make sure to give us reality checks as we walk you through what this looks like and how we believe it's being used. Because the bottom line is I'm not in the classroom on a day-to-day basis using it, nor is Jerry. But so I want you guys to feel comfortable to speak up.
The three of us went around and met with every principal, asked every child at risk, what have you done about it? And you have till the end of this school year to have a milepost plan. Remember what I said about patience and flexibility? As a superintendent, I'd like to say, no, these are all in place by the end of this year, no negotiation, that's the way it is. And that doesn't work in a systemic organization where you have a plan, you know you're going to get there, but you've got to take the steps necessary. Like, I know we're going to get to school day redesign. I know we're going to get there. It's going to take us another year, maybe 2. We will get there.
This is a workshop in which we're all going to explore different ways to create magic in the classroom. The very first thing I do on the very first day of AP Biology is precisely what I'm going to do for all of you. Biology is a class which is not actually taught in a vacuum. You cannot sit out on the side and feel that you can just absorb all the information and take it all in and you'll just do well. You must interact with everyone who's sitting around you, and in fact, everyone who's around you is not just a fellow student, they are your peer, they are collaborators with you.
You have to recognize where you need to think, and then you have to shut up until you get the words that you need. How about facial expressions, hand gestures? What are they conveying? Don't look very happy. Is that what you want to project? See, this is it. You have the ability to project the perceptions you want people to have of you. You have to decide, what is it that I want to project here? Then you have to have the ability to do that. You do have the ability. We'll see it here in a little while. You smile, you're happy, you pause. You just have to hone those skills.
My goal this afternoon is to talk with you about the special qualities that make a person a successful person. And that person, by definition, will probably have leadership qualities. And what I would like to have happen at the end of our little discussion is I would like each of you to go through the rest of the week and recognize that you can be anything you choose to be if you reach for the stars.
I enjoyed the speakers immensely. I thought there was a history here. I thought there was a lot of material that I could use in terms of my teaching in class, things that motivated me, and there were a number of things that I know that I can take back to the classroom.
One thing that one of the speakers said earlier on in the week was that no matter what anybody says to you, administrator or anybody, if you feel strongly that it's the right thing to do, even though it may not be politically correct, you need to be able to follow through and do what you think is right.
To have the time to talk to teachers outside of the Blaine County District and get their ideas and their viewpoints, and I find that that helps me expand my viewpoint as well.
I think it's fundamental in our profession that we are leaders, and I was curious of ways to foster that in the classroom and also foster it within the school and the community.
It's given me a lot of insights in why and how teachers can become leaders, which is a new concept for me, because I don't think that the school where I work would promote a program like this.
I think I may be back next year. I give it a good grade, doing a fine job.